This is a real photo of Edgar Allan Poe, and to this day, nobody really knows how he died. Edgar Allan Poe is known for being one of the first ever American writers to make a living from just writing alone. He's also considered the inventor of the detective fiction genre. Here's what happened. On October 3rd, 1849, Edgar Allan Poe was found semi-conscious in the streets of Baltimore. He was apparently in great distress and in need of immediate assistance. So the man that found him brings him to the Washington Medical College, where he was then examined. But he wasn't coherent long enough for him to tell them what actually happened. They also noticed that he wasn't wearing his own clothes, and it appeared that somebody had either dressed him or he just took somebody else's clothes. Over the next few days, as his condition worsened, he started to call out for a man named Reynolds, but nobody could figure out who exactly he was referring to. Well, 4 days after being admitted into the hospital, his condition worsens, and he ends up passing away at the age of 40. Now, all of that is strange, but it gets weirder. After he passes away, the newspaper goes to make a report on this. When they tried to find a cause of death, all of his medical records were lost, including his official death certificate, just gone. So they decided to say that Edgar Allan Poe passed away from congestion of the brain, which at the time was a term that they used for people that died of alcoholism. But that wasn't necessarily the case. They just had to run with something. To this day, nobody knows how Edgar Allan Poe died, but there are some theories. Everything from heart disease to epilepsy, from carbon monoxide poisoning to even getting rabies. But one of the top theories for his cause of death was something called cooping. Now back then, cooping was something people did to rig elections. What certain groups would do is they'd go and kidnap people, force them to drink, or give them substances to alter their state of consciousness. From there, they would then take them to go and vote. Once they were done voting, they would then take them, redress them, and get them to vote again, ultimately driving up votes for the person they wanted elected. The thing about that theory is that would address his semi-consciousness as well as the outfits that weren't his. But that's just a theory, and it does get weirder. As I researched further into this, I read that Edgar Allan Poe had a literary rival. It was another poet named Rufus Wilmot Griswold. Now, when Edgar Allan Poe passed away, somebody wrote an obituary in the newspaper, and normally obituaries would say all these nice things somebody did in their life, what type of person they were, what accolades they achieved, but not Edgar Allan Poe's. An obituary goes in the paper that basically says, his death will startle many, but few will be grieved by it. Nobody would write that in an obituary. Basically saying like, yeah, we're all surprised by this, he was only 40, but like, are we really upset about it? Cold, villain behavior. It also mentioned things like Edgar was somebody that walked the streets in madness, with his lips moving in indistinct curses, or with his eyes upturned. Basically completely slandering him and saying that he was mentally ill. But at the end of the obituary, it was signed from a man named Ludwig, but later it was discovered that Ludwig was just a fake name for Rufus Wilmot Griswold, his main enemy. Well, then somehow Rufus then becomes the literary executor of all of Edgar Allan Poe's work, and for the rest of his life, which was only 8 more years, he dedicated it in trying to ruin Edgar Allan Poe's complete career. He wrote a number of articles calling him an addict, a madman, and he would even toss in these letters that were apparently written from Edgar Allan Poe admitting to all of this. It was later found out that a lot of his claims were complete lies or exaggerated events, and those letters that he used as proof, yeah, they were all forgeries. You gotta wonder, why did this guy hate him so much? Like, so much that even after the guy has passed away, he wants to completely bury any of his existence. Not to say Rufus played any role in how Edgar Allan Poe passed away, but it's just another element of just weird stuff going on. But to this day, there is no official cause of death for Edgar Allan Poe, and all of his medical record and death certificate still lost. Just super weird stuff. For such a notable figure in American writing history, if you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and follow for more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.